Namaste to all. Today we start Chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga, the Yoga of Devotion. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Kripa Shrimurtaye Shrimati Bhakti Gaurava Narasingha Maharaja Iti Namane. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai. Verse 1. Arjuna Uvacha Evam satata yukta ye bhaktas tvam paryupasate ye chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vetamaha. Arjuna said, "Who is best situated in yoga, those who constantly glorify you, or those who are situated in your impersonal, imperishable aspect?" Verse 2. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Vesha Mano Ye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shradaya Paro Yo Petas Te Me Yukta Tamamataha. Bhagavan Sri Krishna replied, "Those who fix their minds upon me, who constantly glorify me and possess great faith, I consider them to be most perfect." Anuvritti commentary by His Divine Grace Jagad Swami Bhakti Gaurava Narasingha Maharaj. Up to this point in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna has explained his personal, impersonal, and universal aspects as well as the various types of yogis. Now Arjuna asks for special clarification as to which is the better path, the path of Bhakti Yoga, centered on Krishna directly and performed with acts of devotion, or the impersonal path that tries to focus on Krishna's Brahman effulgence, Brahma Jyoti. This is a question for many persons starting on the path of transcendence. Which path is better, the personal or the impersonal? Here Sri Krishna says that the personal path is best. The Bhakti Yogi, who is fixed in meditation on Krishna's form of beauty, who constantly glorifies him with great faith and determination, is the best of yogis. The Bhakti Yogis that engage on the personal path of self-realization are called Vaishnavas. Those on the impersonal path are of three types: Brahmavadis, Vedantists, Shunyavadis, Buddhists, and Mayavadis, Shankarites. Brahmavadis are those who seek to merge the self, Atma, into the bodily effulgence of Krishna. Shunyavadis seek to annihilate everything and enter the void, Shunya. And the Mayavadis seek to become God themselves. The Brahmavadis seek to merge with the Brahman effulgence, but they have little or no knowledge of the personal form of Krishna. Thus, they only reach Krishna after many lifetimes, as will be explained in verse 4. In the annals of self-realization, there are many instances of yogis and Brahmavadis failing to achieve Brahman realization, and even accounts of those, such as the Chatur Kumaras, Vasishta Muni, Shukadev Goswami, and others, who after achieving Brahman realization abandoned that for the higher bliss of Bhakti Yoga. For the seekers of Shunya, there is never success because there is no Shunya. There is no void anywhere. There is nothing outside or beyond Krishna, and so the Shunyavadis face great disappointment at the end of life. The Mayavadis reject the personal form of Krishna as a manifestation of Maya, illusion, and want to become God themselves. Mayavadis are considered offenders and return to the world of birth and death. Throughout the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's statements are consistent in that he repeatedly confirms that of all paths, Bhakti Yoga is the best. Amongst all types of yogis, gyanis, philosophers, and philanthropists, the Bhakti Yogi, who is fully absorbed in Krishna without any material desires or the desire for liberation, is the best and is very dear to him. From the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Anya Bilasita Sunyan Gyanam Karmadya Navritam Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. In the highest plane of Bhakti Yoga, one is devoid of all material desires, material activities, and the desire for liberation. Such bhakti yoga must be favorably performed according to Krishna's desire. That was the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It is further confirmed by the greatest impersonal philosopher of all time, Sripad Adi Shankara, who chastised his disciples and told them that they should just worship Krishna Govinda. Nothing else is required. Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Muda Mate Samprapte, Sanhite Kali Nahi Nahi, Rakshati Duk Green Karane. O foolish students, your repetition of grammatical rules and your philosophical speculation will not save you at the time of death. Just worship Govinda, worship Govinda, worship Govinda. That was Shankaracharya speaking to his own disciples. Verses 3 and 4. Ye tvaksharam anirdesham avyaktam paryupasyate sarvatra gama chincham cha kutastam achalam dhruvam saniyam yendriya gramam sarvatra samabudaya te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhuta hite rataha. However, those that control their senses, who are mentally composed in all situations, who are dedicated to helping all living beings, and who worship my unfathomable, impersonal, inconceivable, unchanging, all-pervading aspect, which is fixed and immovable, they also reach me. Verse 5. Kleshodika tarastesam avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukam dehavabhiravapyate. There is great difficulty for those whose minds are attached to the impersonal aspect. To progress on that path is most troublesome for embodied beings. Anuvritti commentary by Srila Guru Maharaj. Brahman is the bodily effulgence of Sri Krishna. As such, it is eternal, unfathomable, inconceivable, unchanging, all-pervading, immovable, and all-powerful. This is stated in the Vishnu Purana as follows. Yad tada vyakjam ajaram achincham ajam akshayam anirdesham arupam cha panipadaya samyutam vibhum sarvagatam nityam bhuta yonim akaranam vyapya vyapta yataha sarvam tadvai pashanti suryaha. The Brahman feature of the Supreme is unmanifest, unaffected by time, inconceivable, without material origin, free from decay and dim illusion, indestructible, formless, without hands, feet, or other limbs, all-powerful, all-pervading, eternal, the origin of all material elements, without any material cause, present in everything, although nothing is situated in it, the source of the material cosmos and the object of vision for the demigods. That was the Vishnu Purana. That effulgence of Krishna is non-different from him and shines like millions and millions of suns. Vasudeva Rabinastu Vayarkindu Shata Brabham Vasudeva Pi Bhagavam Stad Dharma Paramishvaraha Swam Deeptim Sobayatyaiva Tejasa Tena Vayutam Prakasha Rupo Bhagavan Achutya Kasaja Divja. The effulgence of the impersonal Brahman is like unlimited fire, suns, and moons. Brahman is non-different from Vasudeva, Krishna. Vasudeva is full of all auspicious qualities, and his nature is that he is the supreme controller. When he removes the covering of his own Brahman effulgence, Krishna reveals his original, eternal, transcendental form. That was the Narada Pancharatra. The concept of liberation in the impersonal Brahman is often sought by those who are frustrated with material existence, but who have no knowledge of Krishna. Certainly a sense of detachment and renunciation from material activities is laudable, but Krishna says that path is more trouble than it is worth. If one endeavors for the perfection of life by controlling the senses, being equipoised in all circumstances, cultivates the impersonal Brahman conception, and at the same time is dedicated to helping all living beings, then such a person may eventually reach Krishna consciousness. The impersonal path, Krishna says, is very troublesome and difficult to attain. Therefore, it is expected that ascending such a path can extend over many lifetimes, and there is also the chance of total failure and loss. The Brahmavadis must cultivate sense control, etc., as mentioned above, with the study of Vedanta. After many lifetimes, by cultivating such knowledge, when the Brahmavadi understands that Krishna is everything, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, he at last reaches him. The Shunyavadis and the Mayavadis never reach Krishna until they adopt the path of Bhakti Yoga. However, a Vaishnava may come to Krishna consciousness in one lifetime.